going to have a banging body and some beautiful, beautiful armor with God. And before I go, I wanted to make sure that this foundation was started for y'all. So when I do go home to go rest, y'all will have the means and found fun that this foundation was started for y'all. So when I do go home to go rest, funds and things y'all need to be able to go out there and help these folks that do not have a voice. So that's exactly why this foundation is being started. And now, when we already got donations coming in, and guess what? It's on, y'all. When I go to heaven, you're still going to hear the flutters of my beautiful, beautiful glowing blue wings. And I'll be up there trying to help y'all from up there above too. But that foundation will give y'all everything y'all need.
You're an amazing person.
Well, you know what, baby? One more time. I thank y'all for saying that, but you know what, baby? That is God and Jesus Christ all day long in all of heaven's realms, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this going on, y'all. But thank y'all. I love all y'all.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Hey, Allie, may I have the talking prosthetic for like just 2 minutes?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, it might be a little loud, but if you give me 1 second, I'll be able to talk. Sorry.
Hi, Energizer.
Tennessee, baby.
What you doing, baby?
Heading to the gardening shop.
Why are you walking? It's so cold, baby. What you doing?
Clearing my mind because this case, everything the last couple of weeks been really, really hard on my mental.
Baby, you don't drive?
I do, but the shop's only like 2 blocks from my house, so.
Oh, okay. What the heck? Cool.
But anyway, I just wanted to come in, guys, and let you know. Tennessee already knows what I'm going to talk about. But we had me and my TT adoptive mom. Her name's Dancy Pants Nancy. We've been in contact with Miss Martha from the cafe, and we got t-shirts that say hashtag Rebecca's Army in 3 different logos, and hoodies all the way up to 5X and zip up hoodies. And the nice thing about this is we worked alongside with Martha, so when you buy one, all the proceeds will go directly into the trust fund for Becca's kids. It won't even touch the person's account. It goes straight to the GoFundMe trust account.
Energizer, I got a question to ask you, baby. Um, I haven't gotten a chance to get a hold of Dandy, and I'm kind of like really like banging out about that, but I don't get my VA situation till next week. And I'm wondering, will they have them at the cafe so I can purchase one?
I think so. I'm waiting for Jax to get back a hold of me, you guys, because I talked to Jax this morning, and she was actually going to get a hold of Martha about hers and Piper's, because Nancy was running it on the TT shop, and I haven't even been able to talk to you yet, Tennessee, but someone or a group, we don't know which, ended up mass reporting her store last night. And so it got restricted, and so she can't sell. So now she's moving it through the FB, the Book of Faces, and Martha and her have been in contact all day. So I don't know what on the end of that looks like, but I would get a hold of Martha, Tennessee, and find out, because I think Martha has that covered.
Are they going to be available in the UK?
I do believe so. Don't quote me on that yet, but I will. Who asked that?
Someone in the comments.
I will find out. If you guys give me like 3 minutes, I will go and give that the person that's making him a call and find out.
Okay.
I need you to do me a favor, Energizer, please. If so be the case that they will be having them, I don't know if you can do this, but please, 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 if they can hold one at the cafe for me. I like mine really big, so I'm small.
Tennessee,
I like mine big.
what size do you want?
2X.
2X. Okay. All right. I'll buy yours, and you'll just pay me after when you get your check. No big deal.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll be there Saturday. Okay.
Okay. Now, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I just want you'll get me back. No worries.
And guys, I just want to say the reason we set this up with Martha and we're doing it the way we're doing is our end goal is we would like, when you guys get your hoodie, your shirt, or your zip up, we want you guys to take a picture or a video of it and post it on TT with hashtag Rebecca's Army. And we want to see if we can get it all the way across the United States, Canada, UK, everywhere. With hashtag Rebecca's Army across the United States, Canada, UK, everywhere.
Thank you.
Energizer,
And Allie, thank you so
how
much
can we
again.
get them online? Is
I'm
there a
trying not
link
to cry,
to-
but thank you, Allie. I will make sure you I get you back. And I don't even know what to say, but thank you so much. I love you to pieces. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. No worries, hon.
You need an
I'll see you
address?
Saturday.
Will I get it on Saturday, or do you
But-
want me? Do I have to give you my address? Baby?
No, you'll get it. You'll get it Saturday, hon. If they're there Saturday, I'll buy it then, and you could be able to walk away with it.
But
Thank
if you guys just watch for me, moderators or whatever, I'm gonna go jump out real quick and give the person a call, and I'll be back real quick with an answer.
Better
Energizer?
come back,
Awesome. Thank you.
Energizer, baby.
Wait, I'm trying to ask him. Can he send like me or Allie the link to order them online because people out of
did
like
say
other
yes.
than Michigan want it?
Yes, that's what
Your Allie the link to order them online because people out of
did
like
say yes.
other.
I'm going to figure out right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I remember, not word for word, but he mentioned yesterday there was going to be a link, so you can order them online as well.
Oh, you guys, guess what I got today? I got a Christmas present early today, you guys.
I want a Christmas present early.
I got my friends when I got back from Tennessee, there was like 7 of my buddies standing outside my house, and they're all quiet. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? And why are you standing there like you're at attention? We ain't in the military. And they're like, Bioch, why don't you, what's up? And so I said, so I held up the mug shot of the person that's coming, that's coming back here for trial. And they pulled out this in Tennessee colors, and it's my zip up hoodie, and they're going, Tennessee Bounty, and on the back and the front it says Tennessee Bounty in small letters, but you turn it around and on the back real big it says Tennessee Bounty. Well, yesterday I was told to go to the same shop, the sporting shop, and I'm like, okay. So I get there and I've got another hoodie, Tennessee colors, and it says on the front Captain T, and then my maiden name, and then U.S. Army, and then you turn around and you can see this thing like 10 miles away. It says God's dangerously chosen paradox, like in big, bold, black letters, huge. And I'm like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I'll wear it for y'all Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's beautiful. I never liked orange that much, y'all. But, these shirts look pretty dang on cool. So, anyway. Did y'all see? I mean, did anybody? Okay, I know y'all. Did it look like, or was I mistaken when it looked like Courtney had a big old black eye and her hair was pulled out?
No, she does. She's got a black eye, a busted lip, and she was pulling her hair.
Yeah, so I called the jail yesterday and talked to a CO that I know, and he said that I asked if due to the internet, it's been going around like wildfire that she got into an altercation with somebody. And he kind of chuckled. He said, no, that's just the internet rumors. She did not. And my next question was, is she on suicide? Suicide. Watch, whatever. And he said no. And then he provided his own information, which was that she's an intake, which is what we call the drunk tank.
Yeah, that's called the tank. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
they still got her in the tank.
She, without him saying it, yeah. Without him, oh yeah. So at one point, I don't know, I can't remember how long ago it was, but they had a gentleman awaiting some sort of charges, and he was literally in that intake drunk tank for like 9 months.
Oh.
That was it. And there's one in Tennessee and Traverse City that's sitting down there, and I know him well too. He's like my kid, my son. And when Traverse City jacked me around for 7 hours of my dang on life, they was going to put me in the tank next to him, and then they were just being jackasses, if you will. I ended up getting put in the tank on the other end. He was on one end and I was on the other end, and I was the only girl in the tanks that night. And you can hear him over there when he was sitting there messing with me. You can hear this kid. He's like, I've been in here for this many months. Gosh damn it, you leave my mom.
Hey, listen, Tennessee. That reminds me of I'll give anyone, if you want to hit me up in a private message, I don't give a shit. I don't do that drama bullshit. I'm going to throw that out first and foremost. So if you want to run a background on me, I'll give you my information, baby. There ain't much there to find. But listen, when I did go, and I spent like 2.5 weeks in, but my dad's an ex-con, and I went in there, and I was in there with a guy, and I looked at him, and I said, listen, he went to go take a piss pretty much. I said, listen, you're going to sit down to piss. And he says, why? I say, because as a man, there's a certain splashback radius that splashes back. I said, I would hate to have to beat your ass because some gets on my bed and spend life in here and make this my forever home. I said, so I suggest you sit your ass down and piss.
You're not energized. Shut the hell up, dude.
On,
Oh my God.
on my babies, on everything I love.
No, they were mean over there, man. And then they kept me there for 7 hours, no phone call. They didn't book me in until they booked me out. And then there was no charges, no warrant, no nothing. And I didn't get my phone call that night. And then that morning they was passing out the breakfast, right, to all the people. And they had these big old plastic trays or whatever. They brought mine in. No, and I was fixing to get out in about 10 minutes. Gave me a styrofoam tray full, put it on the floor, and slid it across the floor, and it hit a puddle of pee. And they said,
yeah, exactly. How are you gonna give me breakfast, Tennessee, and tell me that that some toast and 2 oranges is my fucking breakfast? Get the fuck out of here.
They gave me. You want to know what I got for breakfast? And it hit a puddle of piss. I got 2 pieces of bread, and I got dry cereal. That's it. Nothing to drink with.
Sedgwick County.
No, nothing. Oh yeah, and then they hit a puddle of piss, and they said, "Eat it." I said, "You eat it."
No, in Sedgwick County, we get what's called mystery meat.
Right? Oh, that's gross. Oh, you know what they do down there in Arizona? Let me tell y'all what they do down in Arizona.
Well, I hope it's just as bad as these places as it is for Courtney and Bradley.
No, wait a minute. Down in
My
Arizona,
brother says actually it's bologna, and they blend it up and scoop it on your plate.
If you mess up, say you did something bad, and you're like, this happens a lot in solitary confinement, because I did a tour duty in penitentiary for a little while in Arizona, just to whatever. If you're in the cave, they call it the cave. Solitary confinement is called a cave. If you mess up, they take all of your food, every single bit of your food, and they put it all together, and they mix it all together, and then they bring it to you, and that's called like what was it called? The garbage brick or something, and they put it on the tray, and you have to eat it all together like that. And that is nasty. Even your drink. That is so bad. I'm like, I understand that people do wrong, y'all, but come on now. We ain't now Courtney on that other hand. Well, I wouldn't say much about something like that. But these people that are in there for like 5 years for something stupid, and you're gonna treat them like a dog like that? That is nasty.
It is. Hey, Angel Dove, we got to get back on topic a little bit because I can't be on all night. I have to work in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
But please send me that information about the what is it called again? Your what you were talking about when you first came in. I can't even think what it is.
Foundation.
The what?
Foundation.
Oh, foundation. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, send me the information, and then I'll see you Saturday.
Well, baby, I'm gonna be to send you all the information tomorrow, because I'm getting all that up to tomorrow. So what I'll do is I will hit you up tomorrow evening in your private messages about what's going on with that.
Sounds good. You have a good night, and we'll talk tomorrow.
All right, and I will see you tomorrow. And Tennessee out. I'm going to go and take off and see if Pickles is on yet. All right, peace out, y'all. Tennessee and Skittles are out. Love y'all.
Love you too.
And thank you, Allie.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So it is Tuesday evening, and when I first went live tonight, I said,
It's Wednesday.
am I the only person that thinks today feels like the Mondayest Mondays ever?
Allie, it's Wednesday.
What? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, sweetheart.
I knew that. I see it's like the double case of Mondays. Okay, so tonight we want to kind of pick up back on the case with Kyle Mosier. Is that correct? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. I know yesterday we were live in the evening, but we didn't go cover any of the Kyle Mosier case. It was Kyle's mother's birthday, so happy belated birthday. But is there any new information or any communication, I'd rather say, that, if somebody would like to share?
No, Callie had asked me to do a call, and I told her, she said about in like an hour, and that was at like 7:30, and I said, that's fine if I have to drop out or whatever, but she said she can also message me the question, so I'm waiting to hear back on what that's about. Her little ones are sick with the flu.
Oh, no.
Also, Michelle is sick. She did text me.
Okay.
She's not feeling great today either. So the only thing new is Tess did the map of like the overlap. If maybe we want to kind of go over that to see.
Can you say that again? I think my tablet just cut out or something. I got over that, and I didn't get what was before that.
Tess did redid the maps. Like I asked.
Oh, yeah, yep, I
the day
saved.
before. Yep.
So now they're
wanna
like
go over those?
overlap, so we would be able to see better, like what was where, and you know what I mean.
And I just sent one in the chat that has the black border so that it doesn't get hidden by stuff.
I'm glad I didn't order my t-shirt because I literally had it saved in my cart. My Rebecca t-shirt.
Wait, there's Energizer. I'm trying to find Energizer because I need the link.
So, well, I put mine in my cart on the TT shop.
Yeah, it got taken down.
I can't pull it up because I don't have like the text group chat on this tablet. So if somebody else wants to pull it up.
Tess, can you, or Michelle, can one of you pull it up, or Kish? I don't know if you're doing something.
No, she doesn't. Tess is like, nope, reject.
I don't know how
I don't know how to do
I'm
it
trying. I
otherwise.
keep big boxing myself, and then it.
Oh, that was probably because of me, because I was trying to expand you at the same time, probably.
Welcome to our live. This is how we start. There's always technical difficulties.
Hey, at least we keep it real. We keep it real.
That should be
That
our
should be, like,
disclaimer at the bottom.
Yeah, like part of our slogan. We will mess up trying to pull something up.
Listen, if they can't take a joke, then they might be in the wrong chat group. All right.
We'll get it together one day.
Yep.
We won't.
No, I was just thinking that we'll probably be like famous and solving all these things, and we'll still be like, hold on, technical difficulties.
Meanwhile, Alexis is telling us the solving of the case, and she's had herself muted this whole time.
Yeah, I'll be muted. Like,
Solving of the case, and she's had herself.
yeah, I'll be muted.
You'll hear me on my chopping board.
We all have our things.
Yeah, I just have the ahs in the background.
Okay, so wait, I think we gotta turn our phones. Let me see. No, wait, turn it. Okay.
I think that's the best I can do. Does that work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Excellent. I'm gonna go back on mute. Have a field day.
So a dog. So dog was like pretty far away from everything else.
Animals will constantly, like, once they get loose and can move, like my dogs got found a few, like 2 or 3 miles away from my house.
Oh.
Within 30
So
minutes.
that's where
So
the dog was found. That might not be where the dog was tied up at. Allie's muted. So are we
That's what we need to mark.
okay? That I'm a little
one of them is of the dog being tied up because I remember seeing it.
All
All right,
right,
wait.
where are we at?
Let's
So
see.
A is, wow, that is far. But I remember the
Wait,
other
Allie.
map as well. It was far. All
All right,
right, where
wait.
are we
Let's
at? So
see.
A is, wow, that is far. But I remember,
Yeah, but Tess combined all of them.
right.
So into one. So what I'm asking is, I need to find out: is that where the dog leash was tied up, or was the dog just found there? Because that's so far off. It's like
That's way more likely to be where the dog was located.
And we did
okay.
find out who found that, and that was Lutke's
Mm-hmm.
loggers. So
Oh, jeez.
I like that song.
I am driving on the highway, so I'm going to probably end up being. I am driving on the highway muted so I don't overblast when you guys try and talk. So I'm still here. I'm just driving.
We're good. All right, so this is all three maps on top of each other. So we've
Two.
got two maps. Okay. So A is the dog, which is in the upper right corner. B is where the truck was stuck on the stump, correct?
Mm-hmm.
C is the water bottle, which isn't far away. D is the flip flops that were just randomly placed.
Yeah, and Michelle confirmed that the water bottle definitely was Kyle's because it was like a Pedialyte bottle
Mm-hmm.
and it had like it was like prescribed, Michelle said, so it
To one
had
of
his
his
daughter's
minor
name on it.
children, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got 0 in the middle, which is the first cabin that was broken into. And it is, if I remember correctly, it is factual that Brian did break into all three seasonal places.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yes, he wasn't charged due to he claimed that he needed to go into them to stay out of the elements of the woods and the heat.
Okay. So the heat possibly, but it is, wee hours of July 20th. So during the, excuse me, during the day, it would be a lot warmer. You know, years ago, it used to be July started the really hot months. We did have a nice July this summer, but usually August is like the hottest, I think. But it was a little bit
Yeah.
different this year. We had like a warmer fall. So Mother Nature
So
up here
here's
changes all the time. Okay, so X is the
so
second.
here's what my thing is. So he needed to go and break into these cabins to stay out of the elements because he was hot. So then why did he start a fire the night before he came out of the woods? Wouldn't that make him hotter?
Which is what he says he did, but that wasn't really confirmed, was it?
No, it was. It was
Oh,
on
okay.
one of the maps from Michelle.
But
Another
then,
part of that,
but then in one of the fire pits, there was unburned clothes of Kyle's that were found, and he said he forgot to burn them.
I just ran all the way back to my phone to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was confirmed that there was a fire started. So I don't know. He definitely wasn't trying to be warm because he wouldn't have been breaking in. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't December, so he wouldn't. So right there are two very odd things.
Yeah.
But in defense, and I'm not trying to, defend Brian, but it is, this middle of summer, it's dark. He could have, just thinking outside the box here, he could have started that to keep not from like the elements heat, maybe from the, animals. Like, do you think?
I
It's
mean,
pretty
yeah. I
dense out
mean,
there.
Or the
yeah.
darkness.
I mean, trying to see, but then there's also the rumor of people saying like, no, he was in the city, like he was not in the woods the whole time
Right, which
because he
doesn't
was
make any
fleeing.
sense.
Yeah.
And even though he started the fire, there was clothes there. Like, you would have thought, okay, if he's starting a fire, he would have, but to admit that he forgot to burn them, like that just, what does that even mean? I mean, how
Right.
is
Why
that
does he
not
have to
going to get
burn the clothes?
questioned?
Like, is that something you do? Is you're lost in the woods and I can see breaking into cabins for shelter, but
Maybe
why?
food.
Water,
Right,
food,
but
yeah,
why
I can see that.
burn
Hey, didn't
clothing?
Allie or somebody say that he knows a lot of people that live in that area as it is?
So the person that said that would remain anonymous for their safety,
Okay,
and they
right.
said
But yeah,
that he knows a lot of the people, like where he went missing. Like if he would have just walked out of the woods on any of these, instead of roaming all around doing all this stuff, he could have came back out of the woods very easily at any spot and knows a lot of people in this area.
Yeah, because he's from the Roscommon Holden Lake area.
Yeah.
But with
However,
like the clothes thing, let's say that say, Allie, it was you and I in the woods, and say I had your sweatshirt on. We got separated. Like, you go missing.
what
Pray to
would be
God
your
that never
motive
happens.
to burn it, or
But
me?
no, he didn't burn it. So why would he even say anything about, oh, I forgot to burn it? Why would he even say it? Like, he didn't burn them, and he said, I forgot to burn them. So why would you even say that?
Because I can't keep a story straight. Is what it sounds
No,
like
and
to me. But
let's not forget about the text message that he sent almost 3 years to the day to the mom saying, I cooperated, blah, blah, blah. I hope there's a happy ending, but I know there won't be. Well, how would you know that?
he's got a lot more to tell.
and to
Period.
say
The
that
end.
he was cooperating when he tried to lead, whenever they went out to go, like, and they forced him to go out there and go search, he went the complete opposite direction.
And that was by family. I mean, if cooperative doesn't mean you lawyer up. I mean, if he wanted a lawyer, fine, but he still didn't give a statement to the police.
And
And they
refused the
were just okay
polygraph.
with that.
So did he give a statement after he lawyered
Not
up?
to my, not to my knowledge.
Okay. So maybe that's something. So I work 10 to 5 tomorrow. However, I can call and see if I can get some records started at
Yeah.
least, I can call and see records started at
Yeah.
least,
From
because that is going to be huge. We can't say whether he did or didn't, and we need to know if he did,
from
because that is whether he did or didn't, and we need to know if he did, what did he say?
I think from what the family said that he didn't. He didn't give any statement. He denied the polygraph test. So I
Which is
will double check
insane.
with that.
Just because
Yeah,
you
it is.
lawyer just because you lawyer up doesn't mean that you're off the hook of having to be interviewed or investigated. So
Well,
if you lawyer up, that just means that the detective or whoever is investigating this case or what's going on, or just getting your story, he can no longer talk to you without your lawyer present.
correct. Yeah. Well, from Michelle, she said like they did not pressure him at all. It wasn't like they were calling like you have to do an interview even with. She said they did not pressure him in the least bit. It was just like, okay, you don't want to talk, bye.
Crazy to me. It's like, so do we have another Wexford County situation going on? I mean, come on.
It definitely
I
seems like it
honestly
because
feel like that's what's happening.
there's no.
Because this county's weird.
If they would have just got
Agreed.
information from him or did something, I don't ever think this would have turned into a cold case. I mean, he was the only other person with him that we know of that was in the woods.
Right. And if
So
he didn't choose to talk, it just shines more guilt on him, the light. Not saying he is
But
guilty. I'm just saying it shines that light. It just, not saying he is
but
guilty. I'm just saying it shines that light.
But I feel like they would have been able to get a warrant to get him to talk because even just to bring him in on speculation.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't have got out of being, interviewed.
Yeah,
And
like there
I
would
mean,
have been a way. There
anything's
would have been a way
possible.
if they did this correctly that they would have found out what happened.
You would think. But I think the next step tomorrow definitely is I'm going to try to pull for the records. I am going to.
justice for all. It's not where's Kyle Bryan. It's where's Kyle Mosier.
I think they were saying, "Where is Kyle Bryan?"
Oh, is that the
But
AI where it's, summarizing us
I don't
or
know.
no?
Maybe.
uh, I don't know if they can subpoena. I don't know, Allie. Can they subpoena? I don't think they can for a lie
I don't
detector test
think they
because
can
it's not
subpoena for a lie
admissible in
detector.
court.
Yeah,
So they're
it's not
not
welcome.
technically submissible. But I mean, it could, being a cold case, it could.
Oh,
Um,
you said where's Kyle at Bryan? Oh,
in it could, being a cold case, it could.
Bryan. Oh,
It could be something that could be helpful, but he's definitely not going to probably want to do that at all. But I mean, if the information that we received that he two nights ago that he doesn't currently have a lawyer anymore, no money, not enough to obtain a lawyer. I mean that if he is guilty, if that's gonna make him awfully nervous. You know what I'm saying?
oh, we got Jimmy's mom here.
Oh yay!
Hi,
Welcome
welcome
in. Welcome
Hey
in.
in.
Michelle.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, I do know. I do know that Michelle talks to Kyle's mom, Michelle. So that's amazing. Wait, Justice for all. Wait a minute.
That's her.
That's
Oh,
Jimmy's
I didn't
mom.
know that. Okay.
Hmm.
Hi. Um,
This is the
I
Michelle that I've talked so much about to the
yes, that
privately
you
to
said
the group.
yes. And Michelle, we didn't, you know, dive into Jimmy's case just because we don't do anything without the family's permission or consent. So if you would like that to be done, knowing that they're so close together, please reach out to one of us. We don't like to do anything. We like to.
But first, I gotta ask: is this your first day on TikTok? 'Cause I know she said she didn't have. I invited you up on a box if you want to come up. Um, I'm
God,
so happy to see her on here.
that would be so amazing if this
And
Michelle
then
would
what
like to
time are you
talk.
supposed to call Callie at 8:30?
She's gonna call me, and I told her I would jump out of a box if I had to. She's just
Okay,
like really frazzled with both the kids having the flu. I can imagine.
oh, I get it.
Hi,
Okay,
Michelle.
so if you want to accept that box I just sent you, if you want to come
She
up,
did.
you don't even have to
She's in the
talk. Oh,
Allie. She's in the
shoot.
box.
Ah,
She said, "I don't know how to do this. Can you hear us, Michelle?" Wait, that Michelle's in here. Let me send it. I know that Kyle's mom, Michelle, is sick, but she did say I can send her. She'll probably watch, but she'll love to see that. Um,
that you're here for sure.
she'll probably watch, but she'll love to see.
That you're here for sure.
Oh my God, my brain is not working, and I'm so sorry.
I know.
I can't even think of Michelle's name on here. It's her name. What am I doing? Oh my God.
Fowler, is it? Or
Yeah, I got it.
starts with F.
Okay, she said she can hear us.
Hi,
Um,
Michelle. It's so nice to meet you.
hello,
We
Michelle.
typically have our stuff together, FYI, but
Yeah,
I
we're
thought it
just
was
running.
Tuesday, whatever.
I feel like the whole group is having a little bit of an off day today.
I don't know about you
Um,
guys, but I spent almost 4 hours
like literally unbearing my driveway this morning until like
I don't
almost
think
1
she
in the
knows how to
afternoon.
work. I don't think she knows how to work the mic.
Um,
I don't
so
know.
you're
She
not
wouldn't.
muted, so you could talk.
She just has to talk.
Just try and talk, Michelle, and we'll tell you if we can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
You did.
Wow.
Oh my God. So it's great to have you here. I invited Michelle. I know that you and Michelle talk, Kyle's mom.
Yeah, we've talked in the past.
Yeah. So um we don't cover any cases that we aren't like given permission by the family, and so like that we have concrete facts from the family directly,
Right.
because we want, these cases solved, but we also want to be able to have the family basically be able to talk to us off the app and tell us things that everything's factual. So there's no rumors or lies or anything like that out there. So it was great to have you up here. And, it's truly up to you. If you want your son's case covered, of course, we'd love to do that. They could be done side by side with Kyle. But, again, we would always want to speak with the family first.
Absolutely. I ended up having to get to TikTok. I'm brand new to it. Because people were bringing my son's case up and uh they were sharing some things and then, people were laughing and making jokes about it.
Oh my God, I'm
And
so sorry. No, that is
so
not,
We
that
I
is
don't
just
tolerate it in here.
yeah, that is not how we do things in our group. Um, Even if you want, you can reach out to the other Michelle and ask her. I talk to her every day. I'm Alexa speaking. And then I go and, tell our group, everybody on the panel. She's
And you know
amazing.
me, I'm not going to allow any of that. Period.
right,
Um,
right. Um
did your
yeah,
daughters get a TikTok as well?
um I believe one of them has TikTok. I'm not sure. And my oldest daughter, she's supposed to be getting a TikTok. She works a lot, so her hours are really crazy. She usually doesn't get home from work until like 10 at night.
So what
So,
we can do is the moderators that are on here, plus myself, and then Drama Talk, which is another acquaintance and a good friend of ours. She has we have to say YT for YT, so we don't get restricted. But she records all of these lives. She's been recording the ones for Becca, for me, and others, and then also just recently with the Kyle Mosier. So you could always go on YT and search that. And then, or I could just send them to you if you want, or to her, or whatever.
okay.
Hi,
I didn't mean to interrupt Kyle's okay.
hi.
Um I didn't mean to
No,
lie.
no, it's fine. We were
I
just
see you
going
have a
over.
map up of his. He went missing I want to say July 19th, 2 weeks after my son went missing.
Yes.
I knew it
Um,
was really, really close.
very close
And
because
I thought, I could help. I did go out to the scene and try and help, but I think the day that I went, the the Michigan State Police didn't want us going out in the woods or something. I don't remember. I was there, but we couldn't really do any searching.
um that's we
So
were,
that was
I
right
don't.
off in the beginning,
That
right?
was I think he was maybe 8 days missing.
Okay. And then it was right around September when Jimmy was found, correct?
He was found on Labor Day.
And I know this
But
is probably a hard question, but do you think that Jimmy and Kyle knew each other?
I've been asked that a lot, and I mean, they're pretty much the same age. Jimmy was 30 and Kyle was 27. I
mhm.
can't say they didn't know each other. It's a small town. Um, I know Kyle knew some people in Cadillac.
Because I think he was living Was he living in Cadillac right before,
From what I
before?
understand, I thought he was too.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. Because that's one of my
Um,
huge in the back of my mind is how did they not know? I mean, I know people don't understand that, but Cadillac is bigger, but not really that big. Everybody really knows everybody.
Right. I I have to say that they at least knew some of the same people.
yeah, I
Okay.
think I will double check. So let me just say, not miss like speaking. I think Callie did say like they definitely either knew each other, like they didn't, they weren't best friends, but they knew each other,
Yeah.
and that would have been Kyle's fiance at the time. So, and at first, before Kyle's story was brought to us, Jimmy's story was brought to us, and we just, unless the family, I guess I didn't really have a way to contact you, you know,
I wasn't
so
giving that information out either. I was
exactly. So it was like,
walking gently, and I've
Yeah,
had,
thank you.
you're welcome. I mean, I get it. I mean, I knew Jimmy, I knew you, I've known you, and this is our home. It's
Yeah, I'm all
something
brand
has
new
to
to
change.
TikTok, so I'm very vocal on Facebook, and pretty much everything I post is I just post public. I mean, I don't
well,
normally hide anything.
we did make a Facebook, and right now, like it says about Kyle and all. But like I said, if you do, want us to pick up, because I do think there could possibly, I mean, you never know, have some kind of involvement. If you want us to pick up Jimmy's case and you give us permission, then we would absolutely love to cover it.
Um, yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, all more help the better.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
he'll be posted, now that you've given consent. Um, Most likely, Allie, do you want me to message Michelle, this Michelle?
Let's
Because
have
you're
our
working.
group. Let's have our group meeting tomorrow, and then Michelle, I'll reach out to you tomorrow evening, and then we'll just kind of make a plan from there. Because we want to make sure that we're dotting our i's, and crossing our t's, and everything. If you need time to get anything together, paperwork, um, that would help. Because not only are we working the case, we also are putting it out there and making it everybody aware, pushing
Right,
it.
right.
And it's not going to just be our platform.
Mhm.
We don't want you to be limited. If you feel comfortable going somewhere else and talking, that's wonderful.
Well,
And that's how these things get spread. You to be limited. If you feel comfortable going somewhere else and talking, that's how these things get spread. The right information. Um, but we also want you to feel comfortable too.
it,
The right but we also want you to feel comfortable too.
it, yeah, I was just on I wasn't talking on their live, but I was on a live, watching a live that just
Mhm.
aired Kyle and Jimmy and Brittany Shank.
Okay, so everyone in here knows who that live was without saying it.
Yeah, we jumped in there.
Okay, and
And I
did you say
don't
that
know
they
the
were
rules of TikTok, so forgive me if I break them.
did you say that they were laughing?
Not on that one. This was a couple of weeks ago when Rebecca was still missing,
Might have been somebody else.
and it was
Sure, I have an idea.
Paige's mother, Jen, had brought my son up, and another guy, I don't know his name,
Which is
but they,
crazy. Weren't you guys friends or acquaintances at one point or
who,
years
John?
ago or Jen
Uh,
or what
uh,
or something? I
she
swear I heard
knows,
her say that.
I'm pretty sure she knows my son,
Hmm.
but I
Jen
mean,
knows everything or she says she does,
I know
right?
who she is,
Yeah, me too.
but when I heard what she said, it's like she said he was put in a freezer for 4 months, and then they put him out to a tree and made it look like whatever. It's like, okay, that's a rumor, and he was only missing for 2 months. So, I messaged her and asked her what are you doing? And
Mm-hmm.
she told me, "Oh, that's what I heard
So
from
go to the
from."
police, not post it on.
She goes, "Well," I said, "So, why didn't you?" Okay, she's telling me, "Well, this is who so and so told me this," and I'm like, "Well, that's not what so and so told me."
Right.
So she's telling everybody on this live broadcast, but you're absolutely correct. Did she go to Cadillac PD and write out an official statement?
Nope.
A
Nope.
lot of people will just come to TikTok and spread false information,
Exactly.
and that's
Or
why.
they contact me, to tell me what they know to get it off their chest because they can't sleep at night knowing it. And
Well,
it's
that's
like,
not
well,
fair to
Gosh,
you.
I
They
mean,
should just go
that
to
is
Right.
sleep.
terrible.
it's
We
like,
are
well,
so sorry you have to experience that. That's not
On
right.
on this
it's
platform, we
not
will
right, but
never.
um, it
Rather know
just
than not know, too.
right. It's frustrating because it's like, okay, I'm glad you feel better, but are you willing to, go and make an official statement? Oh, no, 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 I don't want my name out there. It's like, well, then why did you bother telling
Why are
me?
you
Because
blowing smoke? Right.
I can't do anything with that information if I can't use your name, and it has to be you making that, because Cadillac PD has called me an absolute liar.
Oh my
I've
God.
I've been treated pretty bad in the past. I can't say now because I haven't really, been around them now, and it's been 12 years, but uh, a lot went on in the first couple of years, and
Right, and isn't this very, extremely similar to what they're doing to Michelle now?
Hmm.
Fowler.
Kyle's mom? No, Kyle's mom. Like they're
Her name's
treating.
Michelle Fowler.
Yeah, her name. You're both named Michelle, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were on the phone and she was like, "Yeah, like her name's Michelle too." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm getting so confused." But they are treating her not great, and her son's case is still open, and they're just I don't know what it is with this township.
Now, do you know that Brian Jock that came out of the woods
Do
without
I?
Kyle at all?
Do
Okay.
I?
Yeah.
I absolutely do not. I just know that he was with Kyle. I know what everybody else knows.
Right.
Um,
I have been like for the past 5 days diligently hitting every, FB, every TikTok, every account that we could find, every phone number.
I
It's like
mean,
he's Houdini.
I have private messages between people that had that know him or talked to him in the past few years, but I don't remember. I can't pull them up on my messages anymore.
He
But
looks
it's
for
just
he looks familiar, but I don't know the name. But we keep hearing like third party stories that he's dangerous. He may have unalived somebody previously. I mean,
yeah.
whatever.
He,
But
he he's
like
very
dangerous.
he's very aggressive. Yeah, he's very violent
I
and
pulled an
very, very
iChat on
violent.
him, and it's 13 pages. I think 12 or 13 pages. Though I do employment for I did for a living for many years, and I've out of the 15 plus years, I've never seen one that long. Not saying it doesn't exist because it does.
His
I
criminal
mean,
history.
yeah, and I'm not that just because he has a criminal history doesn't make him a bad person. Problem is
Well,
that he's got numerous serious charges and then a lot of other charges that are like concurrent. So one charge like 7 or 8 times.
Huh.
And it's
him,
crazy.
Are they violent?
yes,
There are
I will
some,
say that there's been multiple people that have came in our,
and every time he's
private.
walked out with a slap on the wrist. He's
Yeah,
never has
they
not
came.
done any prison time.
Hmm.
I would say he's a bad person just by not, the unsolved case because we don't have answers, but for the people that came forward and especially what he's done to women, that makes him a bad person in my eyes.
And if I remember correctly, when we talked to Callie the other night, she mentioned when Kyle left her, and I think it was both babies with his friend and
Mhm.
left, he had her entire check, which is, I mean, to me, it's not motive enough to unalive somebody, but depending, to me, it's not motive enough to unalive somebody, but depending on what the person that wants that for, I mean, I don't know how much was the check. Was it 500? Was it 1,000? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
was it something that
we
he did
know
for the money?
we know for a fact that Bryant was very much into rugs, and he still is, and he can't kick the habit, to the fact that he's even now lost custody of the children that he did want. And that was just, as less than a year, just about a year ago, he lost custody of his last two kids.
Well, and we can't forget either, when all of this happened, Brian had the warrant out for his arrest because of picking his uncle up with one hand by the throat. And like, because he was on rugs, he was, quote unquote, it was like he had superpowers and was able to lift him off the ground with one hand. And it was, his uncle's the person in his family he got along the most with.
Yeah, that
But
was the only person that really didn't give up on him until that happened, because everybody else in his family has disowned him. And the uncle was the final straw. And then there was a warrant for his arrest for the uncle. What happened with that? So that's another thing. When they took him in for questioning and asked him to do the polygraph test, why was he not arrested on his warrants?
And if he was, it's not documented, which is highly unlikely.
So someone came in and I commented in the chat. Does someone want to look at that, check out that name on like the back end?
You can do that. At Tiffany, okay.
I'm
I
trying to
think
look at this
Tiffany
name.
is the one. I think I messaged.
No, are you talking about the sister?
Yeah, is that her? That's her
No,
twin, or
no.
no?
Her name was Brianna, something like that. So who's Tiffany? I'm like, so are they
Braylon.
related? That's what I'm saying. Look,
Right.
yeah, looking to see if they're related.
I'm on it.
Michelle, we also started like a Facebook page and everything. Like, we're not only on TikTok, so we'll like put Jimmy's picture and his story, you know what I mean, to get more traction and everything.
Okay.
And does he already have a Facebook page currently? I think he does.
Um, I have a private one just for his memories. And then I
Okay.
also made a page called Drugs End All Dreams. Rest in peace, James W. Strobel.
Mhm.
And I did that like when it first initially happened. And um, we thought that because we were initially told it was a suicide.
Right. And then how long was it? Did it take for them to, change that death certificate?
Well, the first few days for our family, we were told it struck us funny, but that's what we were told. We're just still in the initial shock of just finding him and, all of that. But then as days went by, we started getting, our people were coming forward. They were telling us things. We were putting things together. It's like something's foul. You know, they just totally ignored all of the stuff that, you know, how did people know he was out there 47 days before he was found? You know, how did
Oh
they
my
know?
God.
But
Exactly.
it took me going to the coroner. I went to the coroner a couple of times and was asking some questions, and I showed them some evidence that the cops had given me back. And he amended the autopsy. He called the other pathologist or coroner down in Lansing, and they both decided that because of the information that I had given them, that they were going to reopen the case or amend the autopsy, I should say. That was on December 4th, so September, October, November, 3 months.
After he was already found.
Yup, and Cadillac PD had already closed the case.
And you talk about the city or
Really?
the county?
City. Jimmy was within the city limits, so it was Cadillac PD's jurisdiction.
Who was
Um,
that officer for the city? Ended up getting in trouble. What was his name?
Officer Collins.
Collins.
Yeah, he works
Yes.
for Osceola now.
Of course he does.
Yeah, he got himself in a bit of trouble, but
Yeah, he shouldn't have been able to, return
yeah,
to.
wait, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
We
mean, they were he literally was should have been sued, and the department should have been sued, but neither here nor there. But
Well,
that was the same
I
time
think that
frame.
is another thing that was going on because for 3 months, you know, in September when my son was found on Labor Day, um I went back to the station on the 23rd, I believe it was, and picked up my son's bag. They had some belongings of his from the scene that they were giving to me. And I picked them up and oh God. They told me the case was closed. It was a clear-cut case of suicide. Case closed. Blah blah blah. Go away. Um, but through reading the autopsy and the amended part, the coroner didn't even have the autopsy report completed until October 30th.
And they
That's
closed the
crazy.
case before the autopsy was
And
even back?
also on the autopsy, it says all clothing was given to them as evidence with my son's body. Well, that's funny because I have 2 articles of clothing of his in my possession that Cadillac PD gave me. And because, you know, they gave it to me on, I believe it was September 23rd. But why does it say all clothing was, you
Right.
know, this was laying, you know, fairly close to him. Why didn't they give it to the coroner as evidence to be tested?
Right. DNA.
Exactly.
Now, I have those 2 items been washed?
Nope, they're in the evidence bag.
Yes. Because regardless if they didn't do their job, which we know they didn't do their job, doesn't mean the job still can't be done.
So the
And
case remains
Oh,
open.
right. Yeah, they told me it was never on his body. They they lied. They didn't know anything because they didn't investigate the scene properly.
so I'm
They
trying to
looked
pick that we're talking about White Pine Trail over towards 115, right?
No, he was well, White Pine Trail goes miles and miles and miles, and he wasn't like right off of the White Pine Trail as they speak. Um, the White Pine Trail, he was behind Sunnyside Estates Apartments, which is off Lansing Street.
Okay. So that's not far from where I was thinking either. The new apartments behind there, my son's staying. So
There's another set of apartments that are south of there.
Remember
Like,
the old little red schoolhouse? They used to have a daycare there, and you could see it going on 115, leaving the west side. It's right around, that's what I was thinking.
no,
Okay.
he's not by 115 at all.
Okay. So, but he's behind.
He's
Okay. I
by
know where you're talking.
Sunnyside Drive.
Now, do you think that, gosh, I can't believe the city even continued with this case and just closed it. I mean, they weren't
They
equipped.
closed it, but then on December 4th, I requested FOIA from the coroner and from Cadillac PD because I wanted, since I was being told the case was closed, I wanted all my son's files.
That's what I'm going to be filing tomorrow for Kyle.
And so I filed FOIA for I went to the coroner first and then I went to Cadillac PD. Well, the coroner gave me the autopsy and stuff, and the report and the toxicology is what I got. And then they opened up the case then they sent it to Cadillac PD, telling them that they changed their ruling from most likely cause. That was the wording on his autopsy, is most likely cause of death was, I don't know how to word things on TikTok.
So just a quick, so if it's, GUN, it's pew pew or whatever you want to, but just anything like violent, like unalive for,
Okay.
that. And just
Okay,
do
so
the best you can. I'm not going to be upset either way.
his initial ruling was most likely cause of
Either way.
his initial ruling cause of unaliving was by hanging, and they changed that to undetermined because they were not told anything when they first received my son's body. The cops didn't tell them anything. They just told them it was a unaliving by, he unalived. They first received my son's body. The cops did was a unaliving by, he unalived himself by hanging, and that's it.
And was his vehicle out there?
He didn't have a car.
Okay. So he was just on foot.
Um,
And if he was on foot, what about a backpack?
um,
So even if they said in the beginning that it was, um, oh my God, I just got the sweetest text from Rochelle. I love her so much.
I feel bad because we're like hijacked
No,
Kyle's.
no, no. She absolutely said no. She's in here. She's in here. I said I texted her like, oh my God, Jimmy's mom's
Hi,
in here. Like
Michelle.
we're gonna do both cases. It's amazing. Like we love this. Michelle loves this. We want justice for everybody.
Absolutely.
And
And
just
we're here
you
for the
know,
families too, just to be able to
yeah,
talk about it. So it's okay.
yeah. No, Michelle. It's great that you're here because we talked about that and we were just like, we won't do a case, like I said, unless we have family's permission and speak to the family directly. But my question was, so if they said that he unalived, correct?
Yeah.
Was so did they still contain it as a crime scene? Did they do a forensics on him before doing the autopsy? Did they do any of that kind of stuff?
I doubt it. I don't think they wanted to waste their time or money. Um, yeah. Y- what really concerns us
Mm-hmm.
is five 5 months before my son went missing, there
Mm-hmm.
was another case in Wexford County. And it was his name. He's passed away now, and I hope it's okay that I mention his name because you can look up that case. His name was Dave Ferris, and he was
Remember Dave?
accused. He was accused of unaliving his girlfriend's toddler, and they immediately came in and basically accused him. But he ended up suing them, suing Wexford County. He sued Cadillac. He sued Sparrow Hospital in Lansing because basically they framed him. They left out important information from the autopsy itself. Anything that didn't fit their theory of homicide, they left out. They wanted to, from the autopsy itself, didn't fit their theory of homicide, they left out, make it fit homicide. So he would go down for this unaliving of a toddler. He won the case. They settled out of court. Cadillac ended up paying. This didn't happen for years, though. Like, he sued, Cadillac PD, the city of Cadillac, the county of Wexford, all knew that this lawsuit was lingering in the background for years. But we didn't, the public didn't.
Right.
5 months
I mean, I
later,
remember that case a little bit, but not all those details.
I have all the transcripts of the disposition, actually. But 5 months later, my son goes missing. And then, so that's in July. And then he's missing for 2 months. And he's found on September 2nd. And so Wexford County is now up for election in November for new mayor, and they can't have open cases for, an unalived toddler and an unalived missing person now found. They just want these all tidied up and, I'm sure. So the thing that concerns me is all the players that played a part in Dave Ferris' case
Mm-hmm.
all handled my son's case, except for the one officer. Officer Collins, I don't know if he actually participated in Dave Ferris's case, but I know that the detective did. And
Because Collins was the head in charge sergeant for many, many years.
he was a road patrol.
Yeah, but wasn't he a sergeant on the road?
Maybe.
He was a terrible person. Terrible.
Yeah. He, yeah. I believe that, pardon me if I'm all over the place because I'm like, it's like,
You're
it's
doing
just,
just fine.
I announce, every time I did not want him handling my son's case. I fought with Cadillac PD all through the missing, there was 2 cases. There was the missing persons case, and I was in there in Cadillac PD almost daily to the point to where, 11 days missing, I was almost arrested because I was very upset. And I was swearing and, I was distraught because I have people telling me my son is out in the woods. They're basically telling me where he's at, but I don't know exactly where he's at.
Hey
They
guys, I'll
just
be right back. Okay, I'll be right back.
I got it.
they were telling me he was behind some apartments in a wooded area, but there's like 5 sets of apartments. Am I still on?
Yeah, you are. Allie walked away for a second. I'm here.
Oh,
Um,
and so when I went into the Cadillac PD to, talk to an officer, that I had just gotten a message from this person telling me to go look in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they told me I couldn't cop shop, and um, they were just sick of seeing me. And
I
then
mean, that's
I
hard.
was
There
I
shouldn't
was
even.
very, I was loud, and I was telling them, you need to get off your and get out there and find my son, because my son never left state. I said, my
Yeah, I
son,
mean,
I
he
said,
was
he
found.
never left
He said he
state.
was.
And they're looking in New York. They're looking in Ohio. They're looking in New York. People told him that they took him to the bus. People told him he got on a bus. And those people, some of those people have never been interviewed. Never.
And that's horrible. I mean,
I've given these names repeatedly, and they've never been interviewed. Why?
I don't know. And it's the same thing with Kyle. Like, Brian has never been interviewed. Like, why is this okay? And it's not. And that's why we said that, we signed up to do this, because this is ridiculous. Hearing these stories, you, Michelle, Kyle's mom, everybody needs justice and they need peace. Like, I mean, I can only imagine, I have a family member that's a cold case and it's about to be 20 years. No one gets to really rest. Like, you want closure, you want that person behind bars.
Who's your family member?
So that I'm in PA. Danielle and Richie, her last name is Inbo. They went missing from South Street. I should probably put it up on my page. I followed you. I have to put it up. They'll be 20 years.
And
They
they're
weren't
still
blood family.
missing.
Yeah.
That is like the hardest thing ever. I
Yeah,
mean,
they've done not TikTok, but I mean, they paid for bulletin board, it's all out of their own pocket. And Philly PD is pretty good at that kind of stuff, and they tried, and the FBI has been involved since the beginning, but there's been no actual leads in 20 years. Nothing at all.
wow. I,
So,
I
like,
don't I
when
don't
I
know how
go
you
on,
guys can do it. Like, I
well,
don't know how Kyle's mom, Michelle, can do it. I just don't know.
no,
That is the
so
worst nightmare ever.
the person that I know missing, they were not blood family. It's like, growing up in a big Italian family, it was like, we just like refer to them as the person that I know missing. They were not up in a big Italian family. It was like, we just like refer to them as our cousin, as Richie as our cousin. But it's hard. It's hard to, see all of this. And they've done so much. And even the FBI, it's just crazy. So when we started doing this on TikTok for other families, like, it hit close to home, because I'm like, everybody deserves closure. And, the police worked so well in the case that I'm talking about, and they did everything possible. Like, there was no corruption, there was no not wanting to search, there was none of that. And then hearing, like, you and Kyle's mom talking about how, like, the cops just didn't want to do anything is crazy. And I really have such a connection with the other Michelle. I love her. She's so sweet. I text her. She's just an amazing woman. His fiance at the time. When we cover these cases, the people that we're covering, because we get so involved and so deep and we feel so passionate about it, that it's like bringing on, like, there are family members when we're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. I got extremely involved with, invested in Rebecca's case. Um, it was just so many similarities that it just like felt like Jimmy all over again.
Yeah, and I mean, I really strongly believe that none of us were content creators like that before Rebecca's case. And then, everybody on this panel, we came together because of Allie, and we came together and started, we all have our own personal expertise and things, and we all work great together. And it was just like, we were all meant to do this, and we're all regular people with jobs and, husbands and wives and, everybody and kids and everything, but we we were so passionate. Like, this is what we want to do. It seemed like it was a calling, and somehow it brought us together. And now we did Becca, and we're gonna do Jimmy, and we're doing Kyle, and it, you know, it just has to be done. We want answers.
Absolutely.
And I'm not afraid to get, down and dirty at all.
Absolutely.
Down and dirty at all. I mean, the protest. I mean, obviously, and you haven't been on TikTok very long, but I try to, compare to what I was younger, me, and you know this, Spitfire, I'm not like that anymore. I mean, I truly believe treat people how you want to be treated. Give grace. I mean, obviously, be firm, but that second night at that protest, if it wasn't for not just people on the ground or myself, but the people behind the scenes, that's when she gave us pretty much almost the exact directions of where she would be.
I
I
mean,
know. It was crazy.
I tell Allie this, off the app, and she's like, "No, it's a group effort," and it was. There were tons of people. It was a
That
group
was my
effort. There was
first night going live on my own.
there were so many people on boots on the ground. But I will tell you, I applaud Allie every chance I get because
Going live on my own.
ground. But I will tell you, I applaud Allie every chance I get because she spoke with Courtney with grace. She stayed calm with her. She got details that led to them finding her, and Jax and Piper searching, all these people. Like, honestly, social media, if we had it when all this stuff went on and Jimmy and Kyle went missing, I don't think we would be where we're at today because social media is so strong. We reach people all over the world. And because everyone on this panel is so kind and has grace and won't judge anybody for anything, people will contact us off the app and want to stay confidential, but they will give us information and talk to us because we're not bullies, we don't judge, we will never be like that, and we'll never let anybody that's on the panel or in the comments be like that towards people.
Right. But we will, stick up for what's right. Period.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And
Well, and that's the
facts.
right. That's what makes you so different, Allie. And like, I know you probably are sick of hearing me say this, but I followed you since your first live on the Becca case, and you have been genuine from the very beginning. You never took sides. You've kept your focus on Becca, and you looked at Becca and the situation as an individual person with a baby that was missing. You didn't see her any other way.
Life. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
and
you didn't let anything from her past dictate what you did or didn't do on the case. You seen somebody missing, and that's all you cared about. And you kept your focus on that, and you've stuck to the facts. You would fact check before you said anything, whether it was before other people would say it or after. You made sure that it was accurate before you said anything. And that you get so much respect for that, especially from me, because that's hard to find.
I mean, and that's why this group got started because we all want to run off of facts and find the truth, and we're not scared. We're not scared at all. We're not scared of backlash on TikTok. We're not scared to, Allie's there. A lot of people are in Michigan to be boots on the ground. We're not scared to call places, to start campaigns, to, all that kind of stuff. Even us out of state. Like, we knew when we signed up to do this that we couldn't have fear. We had to be strong for the victims.
And enough.
Well, in our draft, oh, sorry, go ahead, Allie.
Wexford County, this isn't about any revenge. This isn't about, any of the nonsense. They need to be held accountable. Wexford County, the city, MSP in their parts. Things need to be brought to the light. This town does not need to hide things anymore. This isn't about, getting the quickest plea deal and becoming a judge. You've lived here, you live here, and I'm just I'm tired of it. It's just, you're like everybody's a statistic here. If you're not one in the good old boys club, you're a statistic.
It took me 7 years to get my son's file because Cadillac PD I kept being told that I couldn't file FOIA because it was an open case. And then one of my daughters had spoke to like the head of the Michigan State Police up in Gaylord or Grayling, somewhere up there. And he says that's not true. You can get a FOIA.
Right.
So I finally got it. They charged me $200 and it took me 9 months to get it.
That's
And
That's
ridiculous.
then,
ridiculous.
and it was like, it was only 300 pages and half of it was nothing but, a incident that took place in Benzie County Jail back in 2006. So there was like paperwork from each CO that experienced that incident. So it was like 150 pages or 100 pages that Officer Collins was trying to make convince everybody that, my son unalived himself because of his behavior in 2006.
That's ridiculous. That is horrible.
And then it took me 9 years to get Michigan State Police involved because apparently, you know, the agencies have their own jurisdictions. So something that happens within the city is like Cadillac PD's jurisdiction. Anything something that happened at Cadillac PD's jurisdiction, outside is
They got to
Wexford County
invite, right?
Sheriff. And then there's the Michigan State Police, for whatever, but then there's the Michigan State whatever, but um until like those agencies ask for help or need assistance, then nobody bothers to help them. From what my understanding, from what I was told. So it took I had to call a meeting, 9 years into this, saying, you pretty much exhausted all your resources. Can we please, see if Michigan State Police will help assist in this and get some new eyes on this? And that's how I got, a detective from Michigan State Police involved. Although it is in the newspaper, Cadillac News, with Detective Goltnick in 2014, stating that he was sending Jimmy's case out for a review up to Grayling or something. I don't remember exactly, but he said he was sending it out to another agency to be reviewed to make sure they didn't miss anything because they weren't happy that they had to reopen the case.
So did you ever
So
hear
it does still remain open to this day, correct?
Yes, it's cold.
Okay,
But
but
what I
that's
was just saying is back in 2014, when I was told that it was sent out for a review,
hmm
it was never sent anywhere.
Are you kidding me?
My son's case was reopened on December 15th of 2013. And I was happy, okay, finally it's open. They're going to start investigating. They let it sit there for months. They didn't do anything for months. They had nobody assigned to my son's case for months. Because I called and asked him, he says, well, you know, I'm pretty busy. I don't have anybody to, and that's when they reassigned. I called the newspaper or something in March because nothing was being done. And as soon as that happened, that's when they assigned Officer Collins to, once again, investigate the new case of suspicious death. So he was the investigating officer when case of suspicious. So he was the investigating officer when my son was missing for 2 months, which I was not happy with. And I told them every day, every time I could, that you have a corrupt comrade on your force. And they just looked at me, they just like, but now they know I was telling the truth now.
Oh yeah.
But that didn't stop him from getting another job in the next county over.
It's okay because the truth will come out eventually, and I hope he goes down right with it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They seem, I feel that you know, I feel that they were just pushing me away because I don't know I'm not a professional. I don't know. I've never had to do anything like this before.
No, but
And
you're a mom and you're
and I
asking all the
trusted,
questions.
I was trusting them to, help us. But then they turned on me and said, "Well, we're not going to share with you anything because um we tell everything on Facebook." So they were blaming social media, that you're ruining the integrity of the case because of Facebook. Well, no, it was you guys that ruined the integrity because they were releasing witness information, people that were getting arrested on other crimes. They were saying, "I have information regarding Strobel," and they would tell them. Well, if anybody's familiar with what a discovery packet is, it's when you're arrested, it's basically the affidavit or whatever. It's a when a crime's committed and there's other people involved, they're these packets are put together for the attorneys and they give it to their client, and it shows them what the other people are saying and what they've said, you know. But my son's information was in there, and he wasn't even part of that crime. He's been gone for years. You know what I'm saying? But somebody had some information, and they're throwing their witnesses under the bus. They're like, these discovery packets are passed around the jail. Everybody's reading them.
That is literally the most craziest thing I've heard.
I mean, they want to know. They're like, how did you get that? I have um a couple of discovery packets showing, you know, they're right from the Michigan State Police. And they're
That's
talking about my son. It's a supplemental information that should have never been included in that discovery packet. This should have been separate because my son's case is an open investigation. It's cold, but it's open.
that's so
And
crazy because then if they do that, if people are coming forward, that could also stop people from coming forward because then they're getting, and that will remain anonymous or just go to the police because if they're releasing people from coming forward because then anonymous or just go to the police, then it puts a target on their back.
right. Yep.
I'm just gonna say that this county and surrounding counties it's crazy. That's crazy.
I have two discovery packets on two different separate years, different people. I didn't care about the crimes that they were involved in or who they're all telling on. All I was concerned about was the information that somebody had regarding my son. And I have written letters, I have, how did I get it? You know, it's out there. People people will drop them off in my mailbox and say, "Look what we found. Thought you might, want to see this," or they give them to my daughter or something. It's not that we're out searching for these things. We're not asking for them. It's just people know that, people are talking about my son, and it's it's on the other end that's being, the integrity of my son's case is being ruined from the inside out.
Right.
It's basically the law enforcement and the attorneys.
And it's been you, it sounds like, pretty much fighting against them this entire
Yes,
time. And
that's what it
hopefully,
feels like.
right. Well, hopefully now you can have a little bit of comfort knowing that you have these 7 ladies right here that have your back to help you stay strong through this. And we help you have a voice and we'll do everything we can because it's not right. Just like with Michelle, the other Michelle, Kyle's mom, she's not alone in this anymore. When it feels like the whole world's weighing on your shoulders and you're already dealing with enough stuff going on, that's the last thing you need to do is be weighing on your shoulders and you're already dealing. That's the last thing you need to do is be the only voice and being as loud as you can. You have people that are a voice for you now.
You are
Thank
no
you.
longer alone.
Thank you. How do I
Okay,
mute this for a minute?
there should be a little microphone at the
Okay.
bottom. God, this is so crazy hearing that two separate cases, just a couple months apart, and just
It gives me the chills though. Like I feel so bad. Like right here though is that's what's given me my drive. I'm a mother and I couldn't imagine like all I want to do is like fight for these women to help these mothers.
I don't want to interrupt Mama Kish, but I want to just acknowledge the comments. Samantha, I brought that up a few times. Nick Beebe as well. I went to school with him, and his situation being unalived was tragic as well. There's so, and his situation was tragic as well. There's so many people. I mean, before I even graduated in '05 here in Cadillac, you know, my best friend Eric and I lost at least, I mean, before here in Cadillac, and I lost at least 12 to 14 of our closest friends. I mean, and it just kept going.
Yeah, I can't believe that um Nick's case has went unsolved all these years. That one, that's just crazy to me.
And I don't,
I used to work with his brother.
yeah,
it
I don't
kind of
think,
just seems like whether it's a missing or an unaliving that they don't put. I mean, it seems like none, or if it's a missing or an unaliving, they don't put. I mean, it seems like none, or if any, the bare minimum into doing anything. They rather just have these cold cases.
Um, Actually, like you can type into Google cold cases in Wexford County or the city of Cadillac. Um, like I was told my son's case, well, I know that it's a cold case according to Michigan State Police, but I had a conversation with an officer some years ago, probably 2020 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but
Mm.
I was talking to an officer on at Cadillac PD, and we got into a quite a heated argument, and he basically was just annoyed with me, um, because I was asking him to go interview somebody that was in Washford County Jail, and
Well, no one
he
should
says this
be.
is just a suicide. Your son's case is a closed suicide, or sorry, unaliving, and your son's case is a close sorry unaliving, and
No one should be annoyed with you in any way, especially the police. You're the mother. You know what I mean? They
well
should be. It's
the
just
the point
ridiculous.
was the point is that my son's case has been open as a
It's just
the point
ridiculous.
was case has been open as a suspicious unaliving since 2013. I'm talking to this officer in 2020, and he's telling me the case file still says that it's a unaliving by hanging. So they haven't even changed the status on his case file to even, you know, how do I don't know the words out
To
that I'm looking
amend it,
for.
to amend it to a different.
To
Yeah.
yeah, to where if somebody's looking for cold cases that his name would pop up.
So
If you Google it, it doesn't show up.
we have a spreadsheet. I don't know if Tess is in here in the comments. She's not in the box. but I can text Tess because we have a spreadsheet for Kyle that we have all our information. We keep everything in order. But I would think that tonight or tomorrow we'll definitely get a spreadsheet start going for Jimmy. Tess just joined. Tess, do you think you can start a spreadsheet for Jimmy so we can start getting everything in order? And thank you. We need to find like it needs to be changed because no one's going to be looking at it if it says that, you know, the case is closed and it was an unaliving. No one's going to be looking at it. There's going to be no fresh eyes.
Yeah, I don't see any open cases in Wexford. I don't know if there is another case in Wexford that's open. I know Kyle's is open, but that's in a different county.
Well,
I don't know if there is. I know Kyle's is open, but that's in a different county.
we'll definitely like tonight and tomorrow, like all before we go live again tomorrow night. We'll definitely be putting everything together and getting all kinds of stuff that we can.
So it says here that Wexford County has several notable cold cases, some of which have been recent breakthroughs and arrests, while others remain under active investigation. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Allie, are you seeing Jimmy's as open or
I am not, but I'm still looking. So I mean, definitely not um, in the top bulletin, which is pretty upsetting. So plan tomorrow, just so everybody kind of knows, I work 10 a.m. to 5. I'm going to we'll do a group private meeting to go over all of the stuff that we need to kind of make sure that we're on track, make sure we got, doing everything that we could possibly do and ask questions. And then the goal is to be on live around 7:30, if not 8 o'clock.
yeah, and Tess is making the spreadsheet. So for Jimmy,
Are
so
you
we can
going, Michelle, to the spaghetti dinner Saturday?
Um, I I want to, yes.
I was planning on going. I mean, if you want to go, I mean, that could be an opportunity to kind of chat as well. Um,
Where's that
you
at
know,
again?
it's planning on going. I mean, if you want to go, opportunity to kind of chat as well.
Where's that
You
at
know,
again?
it's in Manton
Okay.
it's at like a diner.
Okay.
Let's see, Manton Diner. And I
Is it
live right in
is it the
town
old Mary
I
Inn?
thought it was going to be at the school.
Oh, it is. They changed. So it was going to be at Cedar Creek Cafe, but now it's going to be at the high school.
Okay.
But I live right in town, right by Leeson. So I mean, if you want, ride or whatever, I mean, definitely want to get with you and
One of us can
kind of go.
share the flyer with you. I think someone has the flyer somewhere.
That's what I was looking.
You.
Yeah, my memory's not
That's
with
okay.
me
We'll
lately.
get it to you. That's okay. We'll get it to you.
No worries, love. We'll get it to you.
Also, I don't get home from work until between 5:36 depending on the roads.
Okay. Well, just I mean, let me know if you want to reach out, if you want
I
to
I
go,
want to go
or
to I want to go to her benefit.
me too. It's my first Saturday off in like 10 weeks, so I'm excited. All right, where is this? I went down every rabbit hole for 4 hours, this like wee hours in the morning, going over like cold cases and like investigation, anything and everything that we could review and learn. You know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like if you don't learn something even little every day, like what is the point?
Doing it
It
right.
might be something so silly that you don't even realize it, but we learn something new every day. And I truly believe knowledge is power. And some of these people, I know a lot of people have knowledge of what's going on or what happened. And if we can, pinpoint certain, areas or people, we can put that pressure on them.
I do want to say something. I mean, I've said a lot. I've expressed a lot. I do want to say I've said a lot. I've expressed a lot of I guess you could probably sense my anger and mistrust with some of the law enforcement that's handled my son's case.
Understandable, just saying.
It's not against them all. I mean, I do know that I've I've worked with some officers that genuinely do care. And but then, you know, they have their little buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to turn on their comrades. I don't know why. I don't know why they allow such corruption to go on. I don't understand it.
I mean, one just
They
here,
knew. They
one hand
knew
watches the.
corruption to go on. I don't.
I mean, one just
They
here,
knew. They
one hand
knew.
watches the other here.
But they knew Jimmy's case was messed up. Things were being messed up. And now that officer's.
Here.
But they knew things were being messed. And now that officer is no longer with their department, now they can wash their hands of it because the statute of limitations is up.
Not a statute of limitations for
Wait, not for murder. There's not a statute of
No,
limitations.
not for that, but for any negligence or obstruction, hindrance, by an officer. There
There's a
is.
statute of limitations on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let me look up.
It's like I want to say 2 years.
That's awful.
I'd say
I don't
I know
know.
like here is if so I know here like my brother got in trouble obviously for not the things that we're talking about, but he got in trouble and he took off. But if he would have stayed gone and the state not get him for like 7 to 9 years, I think it was 7 years, then whatever charges he was facing would have been dropped. But it's not the same charges that is either possibly for Jimmy's case or the officers. You might
So it
have to
does
look that one up.
state here in Michigan, claims against police for hindering a citizen, like obstruction or excessive force, etc., generally fall under personal injury slash civil rights. Typically giving you 3 years from the incident under MC. I'm not going to go through the code, but other specific police misconduct actions like false imprisonment or assault might have shorter deadlines.
Hmm. Yep. And we were told by an attorney that we didn't have any rights.
Local attorney.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
What?
try? Did you? I would try calling.
That was in 2017.
No, I would try calling an attorney that's not possibly in Michigan, but they can practice in Michigan.
So when I
Because
sued my employer here in Cadillac, which was a corporation, I had to hire an attorney in Ann Arbor,
Yeah,
and I won. But nobody in a 200-mile radius would even touch it.
right. I don't have any money to hire
I
any
didn't. I
lawyer,
got. They took it pro
I'm
bono. They
surprised
got
you
paid at
did
the
it
end.
pro bono.
but I did like at once upon a time I made t-shirts and stickers and stuff, and I worked two jobs so I could hire a private investigator to go around and try and, find out some information. And he did a few interviews because the people were incarcerated. They were in jail. And um but some of them he couldn't find because, they didn't have addresses or they moved too much or, you know.
Right.
But
Change their numbers like they change their underwear daily.
right, $2,500 doesn't go far for a private investigator.
It doesn't. But we're gonna get this word out, and we're gonna get put the pressure. I mean, it sounds like not only the pressure on whoever we may or may not able to get a hold of, that we have questions. It could be, putting pressure on the law enforcement. I mean, there's
Uh,
questions. Yes.
um, so just typing in his name, there's a few things that come up. If we can possibly talk about tomorrow in the meeting, and be contacting these people that are reporting on it, even so far back. The way that they wrote it and painted the picture is
Yep.
disgusting, to see if maybe they'll take it down.
Yes. And hopefully we can kind of go over the police report too, so we have our facts straight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Because
them was Patrick Sullivan. I was just disgusted because I did a interview with him personally.
Which, do you know what, like, news station, or like what, who put that
Eagle
up?
Express. It's out of Traverse City, I think.
What's the one
It
I'm
Traverse
said
City Eagle.
when bath salts hit Cadillac.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
reading.
It
they're
was
trying to blame that on Kyle as well. And
oh yeah.
I mean, I I
Okay,
can't
so
confirm or deny that
you're
they
gonna
didn't do
tell me
that.
out of 40
All the other
people,
stuff. Yeah.
there was like this big group of people that were all doing the same stuff. And then you had your cooks, they were all doing all of the same stuff. And only two of them out of the whole group did what they said they did.
Now,
No.
do you know if Jimmy, what prior to him going missing, was he in any sort of legal criminal trouble within the 6 months prior?
On July 12th, he was supposed to go to court. Um, and the person that he was going to court for, his was for simple assault, but uh, the person he was supposed to be going to court against or for or whatever was at court and said, doesn't look like Strobel's going to show up anytime soon. He ripped off the wrong person, and that's one body that'll never be found. Oh, he said he got his throat. Um, yeah, and that'll be one body that'll never be found. He said
And
that in court.
he wasn't questioned.
He didn't say it in the front of the judge. He said it out in the waiting room. The same
Sick and
person was
twisted.
also overheard saying it at the gas station that they didn't expect, or he didn't, my son didn't expect that many people to be there
What?
because yeah, there's some. Now this is just what we were told from the very get-go, that he went to a party. Now my experience with these parties in Cadillac, because
Hmm.
back in 2005, a family member was invited to go to a party, and they had ill intentions, and they tortured him, and for they left him to be unalived. He survived, but um they his initial thing is, hey, you want to go to a party? Well,
Right.
that's what um apparently my son went to a party.
Is this said individual that was heard saying that in the hallway still in the area?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hmm.
There's some of them have passed away. One of them wanted immunity to talk, and they're passed away. The one that was initially the big, everybody pointed the finger at because they left town immediately right after Jimmy went missing. He's passed away now too. And then one of the female has passed away.
all from natural causes, do you know, or was it something that just
Um,
was
the male that was passed away, that everybody was like pointing the finger at, the scapegoat, or I guess you want to call him.
Mhm.
He died from heart failure, and then his name was Daniel Morales. And
I remember that name.
then there's Stanley Lair. He died in
Hmm.
Texas. That was insane.
Yeah.
He wanted immunity. And then Samantha Brian Burns, she
Hmm.
was found in an abandoned house in Detroit. She was like in a morgue for like 5 months. Nobody even, it's like she was on probation or parole or something. How come nobody knew she was from Wexford?
That's the problem with this community, like the justice system. Just because you're dabbling or doing rugs does not make you any less important than the person next to you at the grocery store. Period. The end.
And there's my son's ex-girlfriend. She's still around, but
Still communicate with her then, or
I haven't seen her for about a year now, but um can't really talk to her anymore because she's just, her mind is gone.
hmm.
Yeah, she kind of lost her mind. Part of it's from rugs, but part of it I think is something to do with my son.
I was just thinking that.
Definitely. People don't dream and cry and stuff about things that they didn't have anything to do with.
And she did.
Couple people did. Still do.
How they can even sleep at night, to be honest.
Oh, they tell somebody and they get it off their chest, and then that person tells me about it and gets it off their chest, and everybody's good.
Well, they're going to be talking soon.
But I also, you know, uh, some of these people I would have never thought of. It's other people that bring other people into it, and I don't know. I don't want to be pointing fingers. I do feel, because I've spoken to Jimmy's girlfriend personally, and I have good reason to believe that at the very least she was there. Um, very good reason. And so I will put her out there, but the rest of them, I don't know. And I don't want to think that, you know, they were involved, but just some of the behavior and uh, multiple people from over the years, people that don't even know my son, you know, came forward and said, look, this is what this person told me, or this is what happened, in front of me. This is what this person was doing. And the police are very aware of it.
They just don't want to do their job or didn't.
Um, well, I was like wanting polygraphs done on one of them while they were incarcerated because I have the case file. So, each person that made a statement, it's all maybe a paragraph long. Like they really investigated. But anyway, long, like, but anyway, they kept trying to do a polygraph on one of the persons, and The first time, that person didn't show up. The second time, and they're an active rug user, that person didn't show up. Or an active rug user, you know. So the second time, the officer just goes and picks them up. And an active rug user. So the second time, the officer just goes and supposedly takes him to take one, and couldn't he can't take an active user to a polygraph.
Right, they're under the heavy influence.
Heavy influence.
Yeah.
And then so I waited until this person
Which
was incarcerated and felt that, they should be clean by now, to go do, I want a polygraph on this person. So they did one, and I said, "Did you give them a rug test?" "Well, no, he's incarcerated. Why would we?" I said,
why wouldn't you?
because he takes prescription meds that he has to take, and they're mood stabilizers. So, and they're mood stabilizers. So, when my private investigator was interviewing, this person was asked if they were taking any prescription meds because they're incarcerated, and they said no. But then, thanks to the court on YouTube Live, you can watch these court hearings. We heard them. My daughter was watching it, and she heard them. We actually have it recorded. Specifically say they're apologizing to the judge for their behavior, and now they're feeling much better now. Basically, is what they're. I'm not quoting them, but basically they're feeling much better now that their prescriptions got changed. They have meds. Their meds were changed. So he admitted to the judge, right then and there on court, that he does take prescription meds, mood stabilizers, while he's in jail. So do they affect a polygraph?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, not all medication do, but anything that's like a sedative,
What
you
about
know.
a Klonopin?
Oh yeah, that's so. You said a Klonopin,
Yeah, those are like
so it's
central
like a
nervous.
right. It's like a knockoff Xanax.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go.
Yep.
My brother ripped me up off the couch by my throat when he was messed up on a Klonopin and had no recollection of it 12 hours later.
They put me on Xanax when I was younger, and I every time I take it, and I take it at night, I wouldn't remember anything. Anything. Like it would literally black me right out.
Yeah, my aunt was a heavy abuser for years on them, and she took handful. I mean, not that this person took handfuls of them, but I mean, oh yeah, they're definitely a sedative.
Yeah, it's a nerve. It calms the nerves. It works at the central nervous system. I don't take them, but I would have to think that they would tend to calm a person down when they're taking a polygraph. And I don't know what other prescriptions they may have been taking, because what do they call it? CMH, Catholic Human or
Oh,
Catholic Mental
human
Health, or
services. Yeah.
mental health comes in there and assesses the person if they need, any type of medications. Yeah, it was just I
And
have all
I mean,
the
and let's be honest, and in some, why wouldn't they test them when in some places where you're incarcerated, rugs are easier to get than on the streets?
right. It's just crazy of some of the stories, the messages, and the things that these people have personally told me to my face. You know, I'm not, everybody knows when I'm talking to them about my son what I'm about. I'm looking for the truth. And,
Hmm.
it's not, I'm trying to trick them into anything. It's like, if you got something to say it. It's only going to help us both, because the longer you keep a secret, the worse it will be for you, because either way, guilt will eat you up.
Yes, it will.
It's a horrible, horrible thing to carry. And so, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Maybe that's why they're still active in addictions.
I mean, it's definitely the devil. I mean, I've had my issues as a young when I was younger. Nobody's perfect, but we're all human. We're all equal. I don't know. My blood's boiling though. I feel it because I don't even before you said Collins, it was already in like my gut. Like there's
Yeah.
just
Well,
a lot of coincidences.
he didn't care for my son, you know. My son never had uh he went to prison a couple of times, but it wasn't for drugs or anything like that. Or I'm sorry, um
You're fine.
drugs. Or, actually he went because he was loyal to a friend. And long story. Anyway, uh I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, Collins. Uh Jimmy just wouldn't bend for Collins. He wasn't the one that you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
All right. And if you didn't scratch his back, he had it out for you, for sure.
There you go. There was my the when my son was found, they they put it in the newspaper and stuff that he had been deceased since July 6th of 2013. He wasn't deceased. That's not true. But um I don't know if I should put some of this stuff out on the air or not, because it's the way his case file is written. It's almost like a play on words.
Well,
Like,
it's up to complete. Everything is up to you, ultimately. But
well,
maybe we should go over this first. I mean, again, it's up to you. But I would like to go over it with you and everyone, privately,
right,
and kind of get a timeline and get our bulletins, get our questions together. So when we come
absolutely.
when we come on these lives, we have everything in front of us.
Sounds like a
We're
plan. I need that.
absolutely. And we encourage you to, listen as much as you can. If you're going to be working, I'll, record it for you. And that's why I encourage your own, TikTok and then your daughters, and just so that way they can follow on. No interaction has to be done. But I do, now that you are on TikTok, you know, after tonight, if you haven't already, you're probably going to have your inbox, blowing up. Again, use your judgment, what you feel comfortable with. But we're not seeing people face to face on social media like it is on Facebook or around town. So, just be cautious. I've
Yeah,
learned the hard way for sure. And I've only been doing lives for what, since the 24th of November.
Yeah,
oh
roughly
wow.
around that time.
For Rebecca.
Yeah. I mean, I was following it from day.
For Rebecca.
Yeah. I mean, I was following it from day one, but I didn't do the second day of the protest is when I went live, and that's when I'd had enough of the drama, the disrespect. I mean, there's so much, and honestly, I was so appalled that people across the entire world were calling us, Cadillac brother, sister, mother, cousin, fuckers. Like, we're not all
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
I hate it here too. But my kids are grown and one's about to have a baby. My husband has a business, like I can't go anywhere. So if I can't go anywhere or I won't go anywhere, then I mean, I don't know. I don't know what came across me, but it's time that this area takes accountability and we need answers.
I hope we can get somewhere. I'm glad they got Rebecca's case under control now, finally.
Yes.
I just wish we could have done that for Kyle and Jimmy, and there's Alexandra Faust and Jeff Hurley.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's another case that still doesn't sit right with me. They did all that search, all them searches, and then they're found case that still doesn't sit right with me. All them searches, and then they're found 60 feet from their car in the area they didn't search.
Well, that was my other question earlier and I forgot. Didn't they search that area where
In the area they didn't.
and I forgot. Didn't they search that area where Kyle was not Kyle, but Jimmy was found, right?
No,
Previously. Okay.
no.
All right, that's
The
false.
the only thing they did was like a week or so prior, because they only did like a 2-hour search when he
That's,
was 11 days missing.
that sounds familiar.
Because I almost got arrested
Oh,
because I was demanding
yeah.
them to do a search. And
Which is
so
absurd,
that's in the newspaper. Captain Wolfile says we wanted to make sure Mr. Strobel wasn't in the woods, and we did, quote unquote.
right?
But there was a hit. One of they had uh their rug tracking dog out there, which wasn't going to be any help. But then they also had a handler, a volunteer, I believe, if I'm correct, that brought a cadaver training. So it wasn't a certified cadaver dog, it was in training. And my mom was standing up because they were right behind my mom's house in the field behind her house. Um, she was standing with one of Cadillac PD's officers when it came across the radio that the cadaver dog down on by the apartments by Cadillac Shores area, Northland Meadows. I don't know exactly where that dog was, but it was down there. Um, they got a hit. And then they said, disregard, we lost it. And they just disregarded the whole thing that dog even picked up a scent. But if they would have followed and went more into that, they would have found my son was a mile west of there, directly across from where they were at, a mile. And that dog picked him up. And they disregarded it. That dog's, you know. So then it wasn't until the end of August, the mid-August, is when the detective actually says, I want you to come into my office, Michelle, because I've been in Cadillac PD almost every day for 2 months. Finally, I'm talking to an actual detective. Now it's middle of August.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's asking me all these questions and, talking about the White Pine Trail and just all these things. And I guess they put some drones out, maybe. Oh, they had a helicopter out, but it's summertime. It's July and August. There's a full canopy of, trees. Can't see in
Right.
there. And so then they took the dog. He said he had cadaver dogs. He says, they walked him down the White Pine Trail. but the wind was blowing west instead of east. So it was blowing the smell away from them. It was blowing the other way. And so, but the White Pine Trail where they were walking isn't even that. I mean, if you were to walk out to the edge of the woods of where my son was, to the edge of the woods, you have to walk away from where he was found, go to the edge of the woods to the opening, and look across the field to know where White Pine Trail is. You can see somebody riding their bike on the White Pine Trail, and
Hmm.
they look like an ant. You know how you can,
Yeah.
they're very, very tiny. That's how far they are. It's not like you just walking down the White Pine Trail and look over and there he was. They're hundreds of yards away, hundreds, like almost, 900 yards. How many football fields is
Hmm.
that?
What, 150 yards is a
No,
football field?
900.
200. Oh, not, yeah. I mean, you're looking at like over 8 football fields, maybe.
Yeah, it's a long ways. And then that was just from the outside of the woods. Then you gotta go into the woods.
Hmm.
And it's private property.
Well, it's still obviously private property, which is, I mean, you just got to ask for permission.
I don't know who to ask. I just went there, but um, because part of my son is part of that tree, and
Right.
that's where my son grows in that tree.
My heart breaks. I just, I
Absolutely.
can't, I cannot, I cannot sit any longer living here, knowing some of the things that I even know. I mean, tired of being quiet. I'm tired of these things happening.
I would really, really love, and I hope my daughter does it. My oldest daughter. I hope she gets the TikTok. She didn't want to be on video, and I told her it's not like that. It's just like talking on the phone.
Right. And she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to come up in a box either. Um,
Well, I would like her to be able to speak freely like we are.
yeah.
She's she's phenomenal. She should be an attorney.
So after this live, if you could send me on like Messenger your email address, I'll send you over the recording of this so she can watch it, later or whatever. Um, but yeah, we have definitely got a lot to dig into. Um, I'm gonna have to get off here soon. I have to work in the morning, and I know Tessa's gonna be putting together um, our spreadsheet to get it ready. Um, I'll be back on live tomorrow between 7:30 and 8 p.m. And then, let me know for sure about Saturday
All right.
because I want to go and I'm going.
Love to
Period. The
see
end.
pictures
Oh,
of
yeah, I
how it
do.
turns
Yeah.
out,
I
guys.
I do want to go, and God, I'm getting so confused. I think they were wanting to do a live for me on another TikTok, but I want to go to Rebecca's um benefit on Saturday.
Absolutely. That's
I would
hugely
love to.
important.
I cannot.
It's okay. We'll be recording it. So, and I don't like record things that are inappropriate. When I mean inappropriate, I mean like sentimental, things that are just completely disturbing or uncomfortable at all. I mean, we need to give grace and peace to this family, the Park family, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hate to end it, but I think we all have a lot of questions that we can, you know, put together over the evening. And like I said, I'll be back in my hotel room at like 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll be going in our group privately. And I got some really cool stuff. So, and some
Well,
opportunities that would even certify. So there's a lot of stuff out there
I do want
for
to
sure.
apologize for jumping in and out. My cousin's on her last flight, so I've been kind of trying to keep track of everything, but I've been listening this whole time. And Michelle, my heart absolutely breaks for you. My uncle's the sheriff down here, and I couldn't even imagine. I walk away from this town so fast.
thank you.
And a reminder again, Michelle, you have a team of women standing behind you that want justice, and we are
Absolutely.
more driven than anything, especially after hearing you tonight. We're going to do all
And
we can to help you.
when you feel like you don't have a voice, please reach out. We will be that voice. We will do whatever echoing, yelling, screaming, anything you need. We will listen. We will do it for you. Anything you need.
Because TikTok can get nasty. And if
Yeah, I
like
know.
they will pick everything you say apart
I know.
and turn it against. So that's why I said, you know, you, I know you, I trust your judgment 110%, but use that judgment with other people as well. There are good people out there, there are bad.
I know. Oh,
And
we know.
yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long 12 years. And yeah, it's kind of changed my outlook about people in general. It's just like,
It
it's
really
sad to
does, doesn't
say.
it?
But for the past couple of years, I've kind of had to, like, I haven't given up, but I've had to, like, back away a little bit for my own
Mm-hmm.
mental health, because I was just, like, on it for, like, 10 years straight. It was like, but every time we stop, then something comes up and it gets me going again. It's like somebody will bring it up or somebody will message me or you know just something that they remembered, and or they're sober now and they remember stuff, or they're not afraid to say it now. And it just, I don't see this with anybody else's case. Other people that are gone, you don't see people keeping them going. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand that? Like,
Like
there's
keeping them
something,
working so hard and everything.
yeah, to keep the case going. That, or how should I say it?
Well, Kyle's
Um,
mom, she's been going through the same thing. I do have to
yeah,
admit that. But, right,
yes,
it's not a
absolutely.
normal thing.
No,
It's
there's
not.
something foul, and one of the private investigators that I worked with early on said, Michelle, he says, when there's smoke, there's fire, and you have a whole lot of smoke. And this was back in 2014, like in early, like right when the case was, finally being investigated. It was
Oh,
open
my
for three
dear.
months before they did anything.
We're about to torch down the forest
What?
because Allie does not back down. None of us will back down. We will do what it takes.
I also want to apologize and thank Michelle Fowler, Kyle's mom, for allowing me to jump in here. And this is my first time on a TikTok thing, and um I'm glad that you guys are, bringing up Kyle and helping with Kyle and helping with Jimmy, and anybody else that, have were basically being ignored. There's just, so many things that they missed, and they're not listening. They don't listen to us. But thank you, Michelle. Did I lose everybody?
Oh,
Nope.
I'm talking and I'm muted.
Oh,
We tend to do that
That's a
in here.
normal thing too. Yeah, but her
Drama
Alexis
talk
and
is
Allie
down
are
in the
good at it.
comments.
So just to recap here, we're going to return tomorrow evening between 7:30 and 8 p.m. We're most likely going to be doing a two-part. So the first portion will be on one case and the second portion will be on the other case. And that way we are giving, equal time. And then during our pre-meeting together privately, we're going to have to figure out if we're going to have to do two lives separately, which is fine. Completely. We're going to have to figure out if we're going to have to fine. I mean, we were used to doing anywhere from 16 to 19-hour days on lives
oh
for
wow.
Rebecca. It was a little
Yeah.
excessive, but I mean, we went over even towards the end, starting at like 2 in the morning. I would wind us all down, and we would start listening to the past recordings. And believe it or not, you know how many every time that we listened to something else, we caught something else.
I am
So
like, I'm still like, it just chills my bones when I listen to the one where um Courtney yells at you guys saying my daughter's never coming home.
and I believe that night she would have gave us a lot more in-depth information, but I couldn't manage to get everybody that was on that, the other side of the road to just calm down a little bit. And I understand why, but she wanted the attention. She wanted it felt to her, I believe, she thought we were like paparazzi. And if that's what she wants, I mean, give her the
Better not get
stage.
off on being incompetent.
No, we're fighting for a change of venue. I am personally. I can send that information to you too. So I I don't think Wexford should be trying this case whatsoever.
No. Well, I think the Fed should take it over.
I do too.
Drama talks down in the comments. Her account on TT got banned.
Ah,
We can go follow her other one.
okay.
Tried
Um,
to pin it, but we can't pin in boxes.
okay. So I can send this out to you and Michelle. Send me your email. Drama Talk, if you want to send me your email, I can send it to you. I have an Apple, so I can't send it. It's too long that way through a text. So, and that way, Michelle, your daughters can
Same.
watch
And
this.
to make it better,
And then,
your
yeah,
lock
so
screen still
tomorrow,
has the boy on it.
oh, tomorrow, 7:30, 8 p.m. Please join us. Again, it's going to be two-part. Hopefully we'll have both Michelle's there. And I think this is going to be amazing. We have two amazing, strong moms, individuals that have never given up. And that to me is the most that have never given up is the most comforting thing about this whole thing is that you've always been strong, Michelle. I've watched you always. You never gave up. And
Well,
I really feel like I don't know. I didn't want to step on any toes. I didn't want to upset anybody, but I'm so thankful that you chose to work with us.
I need help. And I was just saying this the other day. I wish we would have had access to TikTok back when my son was missing.
Me ttoo. Or
I
back
mean, I
then,
had Facebook and I got the word out and I got the word out, people know about Jimmy. I have a fairly good, support from Facebook, not thousands or anything, but our community, general community.
if you remember, could you tag me so I can follow that? So we can, I mean, I know you said one's private, and that's up to you if you want to keep it private. But I would definitely like to have one that's open to the public to join, because that's going to be a huge help. People are going to be looking now that we're getting the names out there, the information.
Oh,
People,
for Jimmy,
yes, this is gonna.
I don't
It's gonna.
have a page like that.
Okay,
I
we can help you create one.
Yeah, the only pages I have is his private memorial page, you know, where we're the
Right,
family and we just share like good memories. I kind of keep all the other stuff away from that.
right.
I don't really talk about anything like that in his memorial page. And then there's the other page where it's drugs end all dreams, and it's all together one word.
Okay.
So it it um it rest in peace, James W. Strobel. But that isn't even about it either. That's just another page that I had created when we first lost him, you know, because uh of the lifestyle, you know, what it does.
Do you know who Heather Marie that did all the Facebook or
I
FB's
don't know
coverage?
her, but I followed her and you know, she did really good at trying to keep facts straight too.
And if you're, I mean, if everybody's okay with that, I would love to reach out. We talk quite a bit. I mean, reach out to her, and I'm positive, but I can't be 100%. She would love to help.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I
How
mean,
many local people do we have in here right now? Is Heather local?
I don't know. I think she either what I think she was local. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I
City.
She
also
was from there, but she moved.
We're not talking about the one on TikTok. We're talking about the one on FB.
Facebook
Yeah.
Facebook
yeah, Heather
page
Marie.
is from Reed City.
Okay, that's what I
Okay, so
thought.
she's pretty local.
Yeah.
I
She's
did
been
do
fantastic.
early on in 2014, I did a radio interview with Bill Barnett,
Hmm.
and that's on easily, I think, to find. And then there's on YouTube the city of Cadillac easily on YouTube the city of Cadillac records the city council meetings, and I attended quite a few of those and spoke at them back, you know, early on, trying to get the city to cooperate with me, but
They
nobody
won't even
wanted.
they won't even cooperate with the community about the PFAS issue either. So
Oh, I know.
that they hid for 10 years. So
Well, when my son, when my case first got opened, I went to the city manager and I sat down with him for almost 2 hours, and he had not a clue. And he had not a clue who my son was or what was going on. I said, "You're the city manager. My son was missing in your city for 2 months. And then my son was found by a little boy in your city unalive.
so terrible.
And now my son's case is reopened as suspicious. So how come you don't know anything about it?"
Right? It's really odd. Well,
So yeah.
I truly believe we're going to get more answers. You know, obviously we can't guarantee anything,
I know.
and and we're all fairly new at this. However, I mean, I could tell you 20 plus years,
I know.
and however, plus years of all the crime things that I watch. I mean, to a T, never knew this was something I wanted to do. And honestly, I met the most amazing group of friends. Like seriously, I couldn't be more happy, safe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a safe environment.
Right?
So, all right, Michelle, if you have any pictures you want to send me, um,
Um,
don't.
I need help with organization. Like,
Okay,
ask me questions and I can answer it, and you put it into the bullet forms that, like a book report. And I can answer it, and like a book report.
okay.
I was never good at that in school, and I'm still not good at it now.
Well,
Not good
we
at it
can
either.
we could do it privately, where I can come over. We can probably want to do it somewhere private, but and then the team can be listening in the background. I do ask to record it, not for the public, unless you choose to release that. Um,
Right.
but to go over and listen to it again.
Right.
It's super. I can't tell you how many times we listened to these old recordings of Rebecca, and it was like aha moments.
Yeah, I just read the 17-page affidavit thing, probable.
Hmm.
That so made my head hurt. It's like, first she's in her car, and then she calls the truck Brad's truck, and it was just so hard going back and forth, and
It was.
it's I oh back and forth, and
It was.
I oh I just can't believe that if it wasn't for you guys, for TikTok and the people that were out there protesting, and you know she would still be missing. She would definitely still be missing, because they had her hidden somewhere, and they would have had more time to figure out what to do with her.
Well, and that's where I keep going back to the premeditated. My brain keeps. I'm OCD, ADHD, overprocess everything. So I keep going back to that mid end of July of this year where she posted the false ultrasound.
Oh yeah.
And in my brain, there's no way in hell that this woman or Brad or either or together couldn't keep their damn story straight from November 4th for 15 minutes, and then they didn't tell a soul from mid to end July till she was reported missing by her sister. Bullshit. It's just, and then, starting off, the affidavit said and confirmed that she was finished unalived on, and confirmed that finished unalived on federal land. Some agree, some don't agree with me, and that's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree. That's normal.
Well,
But I don't feel like my taxes should have to go give them 3 meals a day, 24-hour medical care, a pillow, because you get more amenities in prison.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I believe, and I don't. Okay, so she was found 2.5, almost 3 miles away down that trail.
hmm
Okay, but I don't feel that's where they did it at. I think she was moved. They put her somewhere. She
well,
was it
she definitely was moved because we just searched. I searched that area that Friday before I went up north.
because there's in that affidavit it says that that's where they left her. They said that they didn't move her. They said they just covered her up with leaves.
I think that
Mm.
everything happened in the living room, and her and the baby were both in the shed, and then she was moved the night before and left out there.
But
It would have
didn't
stunk so bad at 51 degrees on Monday the 24th, our last protest. I mean,
Yeah, they would have been able to smell that from the street where they were standing.
yeah.
Touche,
But
touche.
That the one thing that will always stick with me is Courtney said, well, one more person.
What?
One more person will be arrested.
Oh. Um.
To every lie, there is a little bit of truth. So,
Right.
Well,
I don't know.
correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't she? Somebody said she was very cold. Well, of course she's going to be cold, but they said that she was frozen.
She had frost, look what looked to be frostbite on her fingertip, like her fingers.
But they said that she was frozen.
Had frost, look her fingertip, like her fingers halfway down. They were black, and
Well,
which is
that's
a sign.
yeah. That
Fingertip, like her fingers, and
well,
which is
that's yeah. That I hmm.
like I said, Monday, November 24th, the second day of and the last day of the protest, up until like 8:30 at 8 o'clock at night. It was November 24th, up until like 8:30 at 8 o'clock at night. It was 50, raging 50, 51 degrees.
Yeah, I looked at the weather when she went missing and stuff, and it wasn't below
8 o'clock at night. It was
yeah, I looked stuff and it wasn't below freezing and stuff half the time. Um that could be stuff and it wasn't below um uh blood pooling, but hmm.
I just hope they found that baby today, hopefully. Because if not, I mean, that baby could have already been gone, long gone, baby today, hopefully. I mean, on,
I don't understand. Well, I read her excuse of why, but if the baby well, I read her, but if the baby was already gone, why bring it back into the house
right.
and do CPR after? But if the baby would bring it back into the house and do CPR after 10 minutes already. They did
Sorry. I because they're
and do CPR after they did
sorry. I because they're not dumb,
yeah,
but they're not bright.
right,
I because they're not bright.
right. I I don't know. I just don't have any words for I'm just it was very overwhelming. Where'd everybody go?
I'm still here,
Oh,
just
hi.
watching the flight radars.
We're all here. It's just like, yeah, the things we uncovered doing that, doing her
A lot of
case.
it takes your words away.
Yeah, it just I mean, it was just like it's so demonic and evil. And being a mother and a grandmother, it,
Yeah,
I
mom especially to a new
I
baby.
I just oh, it
I
literally made me want to throw up.
I my job, I work pretty much, on my own. So I have my own little space and I just do my own little thing. And I am constantly finding myself thinking, feeling what she must have been going through. And I can't wrap my head around it. It's just so hard. I definitely want to go there to her benefit.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think I'm gonna come up Alley too. I know I'm down by Grand Rapids. I'm not too far away, but um had been talking about it too, going up to the benefit on
That would
Saturday.
be awesome. That would be really awesome. I mean, to show our support, to, I mean, help in any which way. It's just, it's super important. And I really, like I said, when I was not this week, but last Tuesday, when I was sitting in between the both, it's super important. And this week, but last Tuesday, sides of the Park family, I mean, my heart just aches. Like it really aches. I could not imagine any of this. And
It's so
or
unfortunate that she wasn't able to move her, you know, Mrs. Park wasn't able to move away from all of this up here and raise them girls away from all of this.
Mhm.
I know how it is to not be able to afford. People think it's that easy, and it's not. It's not easy to pick up and move.
It's not for sure. All right, guys. Well, I hate to end this. I really want to stay on, but I've got this insane Christmas party tomorrow, and I don't even know what I got myself into with these people. So,
And I got to get up at 4.
Well,
oh,
you just pulled off a great wedding.
yes.
Very little sleep. So remember that you're a baddie, right?
Oh, I'm try.
Mm.
But I told my boss, I'm like, man, I can't go 4 days with 6 hours of sleep. Like, come, I can't. I can't do it.
I will
So,
be live on my personal FB page here soon for the arrival. If you guys want to, FB page. If you guys want to stop in, it's
okay.
nothing spectacular. It's
If I
just my
can't sleep,
opinion.
I will definitely do that. All right. Well, so Michelle, I'll reach out to you. See if you could send me your email. I'll send you the live video of tonight.
I think
Because
I
I
sent
think
it to you, but
so that way, your daughter can watch it and maybe it'll help make her feel a little bit more comfortable. And then like I said, I get out of work at 5 tomorrow.
I'll get
Um,
home at about 5:36.
perfect. I'll reach out to you and we can just kind of make a game plan. And so I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday off. And then I'll be going up to Bel Air, I think Wednesday night of next week. So whatever works best for you. And yeah, we'll go from there.
All right.
All right. Good night,
So
everyone.
nice
See you
to meet
tomorrow.
you,
Thank
Michelle.
you, ladies.
It was so nice to meet you, Michelle, and I'm so sorry. My heart is broken.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hugs, love, and hugs and love.
It was so nice to meet you. My heart is broken.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hugs, love, and be okay.